Hello, YouTube world. It's been a while. I apologize. And sorry, not sorry. Some of you know, some of you don't know. I'm currently doing a year abroad. So I'm doing a program called Remote Year, where I am doing 12 countries in 12 months, 4 countries in Latin America, 4 in Asia, 3 in Europe, and 1 in South Africa. I've tried to find and think about the perfect way to do this, and the best way I've come up with is just to show up as my authentic self, give my recap of the month, and if you want a more detailed week by week specific recap, you'll have to join me over on Facebook. And so on my plane ride from Santiago to Lima, I just did kind of a brain dump. And the end portion that I wrote was Chile benefited me or brought me the practice of presence I've never had. It's gifted me with love in different depths, taught me a lot about love, eating, and slowing down. It's given me a newfound appreciation for the simple things in life. Clean air, hot water, water pressure, sewage, easily accessible fitness centers. I'm leaving Chile more clear and connected to myself and what I may want the future to look like. That's what Chile brought me. That's the paragraph recap. However, so if that's all you fancy, that's all you need to know, great, cool. Bada bing, bada boom, peace. The full entry is, I'm on a plane headed to Lima, Peru. I cannot believe a month is already over. My biggest appreciation and takeaway is the fact of how safe Santiago felt and the gift that being somewhat paranoid brought me. The presence of walking to work, the presence in connecting/observing people live their life. When a person spends the majority of the day looking down, it's amazing how precious and rewarding life feels looking up. Making eye contact and experiencing the small joys in life, whether it's the beautiful mountains, an intimate kiss on a park bench, a jolly laugh from a homeless person, or an excited wag of a tail of a dog when you connect. The food was subpar in Santiago. I'm looking forward to what is ahead, in addition to a hot shower. From a work perspective, I would have liked to create more, and now know and realize how this whole remote program flows. I get to release the judgment and belief that I can only be productive from 6 to 3. By doing that, it should and will allow me and free me up and give me room to flow. And I guarantee when I flow more, I will create more. Rooming with Tuesday and Jamie was a gift from the universe. I couldn't have been more pleased. It also feels good leaving stuff in the house for the next motes. So in Remote Year, they have a day to flip the apartments over. And so when we got there, there was nothing, but we bought an abundance of cleaning supplies, food, wine, etc. So the next motes going in at least had some bare essentials other than a couple things of green tea and a salt and pepper shaker. Side note. The group overall is coming together. There's 25 of us, so people have started to pair up into friend groups, yet everyone is somewhat civil. In regards to being in a partnership, I plan to have a sincere conversation with my partner, Amanda. in terms of coming into a situation like this, being connected and committed to someone, it's actually, well, I'm not going to say actually, it's more difficult than I had intended. And when you are forced to live in a space where everything is new, it's interesting to see how easy it is to get caught up in the way in which you think or feel you should be living life, whether it's from a career perspective, a relationship perspective, a belief perspective. And something that I realized in this term of over this last month is the different parallel or the congruent lines that her and I have with what we want our future to look like. So just being able to have that sincere, bittersweet conversation. It's not right, wrong, good, bad, win, loss, just different. And so I've come to the conclusion in this last month that love is love. And if you love a person and it's meant to be, it will be. And I can't keep putting pressure on myself or be putting pressure on people I love to make a decision in what they feel is right or wrong, depending on the future outlook. So that was a really big growth section for me as well. And the beautiful thing about understanding that two people that love and respect each other so much, and when they want different things or they're just in different places, it takes a very respectful, humble person to see that, honor that, and acknowledge that, no matter how painful or uncomfortable it may be. When I think about my most special moments, they include the hike and the day I went to the hot springs, the Sunday stroll alone where I saw a bunch of art and worked in a cafe and went to work and worked for a few hours. My hike up the San Cristobal Hill with Josh and Ashley, really intimate conversation around relationships and love that actually fueled and catapulted me to check in on who I was being from a relationship standpoint and honoring who I am and what I want. And then Jamie's birthday. Jamie was my roommate, and we had a lovely lunch, as well as us three went out for dinner and cocktails one night, which was super special. I'd like to focus specifically this upcoming month on noticing my unconscious biases and learning from them, listening to understand fully, and my own health, fitness, and meditation. I need to get more in. People I'd like to get to know better are Nina and Mike. What I'm most excited for in Lima here is being near the water. Where I love the mountains in Santiago, I feel the water will bring me peace and tranquility. And I'm also pumped for multiple workspaces. I think the change up will be nice. More separation will the group will force me to branch out and communicate with the locals, which it has. So all in all, 1 month in, I realized from a living standpoint how fast a person can get into the autopilot repetition of day-to-day life. And if there's one takeaway that I'm blessed to have received, and I urge you to wake up and implement, is being as aware and mindful of your surroundings and the beautiful gifts you have every day as if it's the first time seeing it. And this is where, if you want photos and text, do Sundays on Instagram. If you want weekly recaps, go to my Facebook on Wednesday mornings. Otherwise, you can expect a monthly confessions or just like recap of my journal. But this journey's been incredible thus far. I've learned a lot about myself. I've noticed a lot of unconscious biases and subconscious things that I have going on in the background that I wasn't aware of in the States. And I'm just blessed. I'm blessed to be able to experience it, be able to share it, and also invite you to uplevel yourself in this journey with me. So much love, and I'll see you in a month. Boom.